Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton calls Vice President Joe Biden a great man. Meanwhile, Red Crescent workers recovered the bodies of drowned migrants on a Libyan beach. Nuñez tells us why.
In Libya, Libyan Red Crescent medics recovered the bodies of 6 drowned migrants, one of them an infant, on the shores of Alcantara on Wednesday, October 21, some 50 kilometers 30 miles east of the capital Tripoli. The infant lay motionless, half buried, and part of his arm missing, as medics tried to gently release him from the grip of the wet sand. 5 other drowned migrants were washed ashore Wednesday, including at least 2 women. Medics searched their clothing and other belongings for identification. There was no official confirmation of the nationalities of the migrants or where they are coming from. In Mexico, the Mexican Attorney General's office announced on Wednesday, October 21, it had arrested 7 suspects for the alleged involvement in the prison escape of drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, including the drug lord's brother-in-law and the suspected mastermind of the jailbreak. Guzman's escape from a maximum security prison in July through a mile-long tunnel built in his cell was a profound embarrassment for President Enrique Peña Nieto, raising pressure on the government to do more to battle public sector corruption. Among those arrested is a member of Guzman's legal team, who authorities suspect had insider access to the kingpin's prison near Mexico City. Guzman's brother-in-law was reported in charge of operations to build the tunnel. In the United States, Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton and leading Republican candidate Donald Trump took to Twitter on Wednesday, October 21, to react to Vice President Joe Biden's decision not to run for president. On her official Twitter page, Clinton called Biden a good friend and a great man, praising the vice president shortly after he announced his decision not to oppose her in the race for the party's presidential nomination for the 2016 U.S. election. Biden, who had been pondering a run since August, appeared in the White House Rose Garden earlier on Wednesday with his wife Jill and President Barack Obama to say the window for mounting a successful campaign had closed. Biden's decision ends months of suspense and will likely ease Clinton's path to the party's nomination. Nuñez reporting for Y News.
A suspect in the killing of a New York police officer was arraigned in a Manhattan courtroom. Marge Navarro will tell us why.
The man suspected of killing a New York City police officer on Tuesday had been the subject of a weeks-long manhunt by detectives in connection with a gang-related shooting last month. Police said Tyrone Howard, 30, shot Officer Randolph Holder in the head around 8:30 p.m. in the city's East Harlem neighborhood on a pedestrian walkway above the Franklin D. Roosevelt East River Drive, which runs along Manhattan's east side. Howard was formally charged with murder late on Wednesday, as well as robbery for taking a man's bicycle at gunpoint just before the shooting. He was arraigned in a Manhattan courtroom on Wednesday night. A native of Guyana, Holder, 33, was a third-generation police officer whose father and grandfather served in that country. Holder became the 4th NYPD police officers killed in the line of duty in the last 11 months, based on information on Officer Down Memorial Page, a website that tracks line-of-duty deaths of police officers that appears to be the most in any 12-month period, since 4 officers were shot and killed between October 1996 and May 1997. In December, NYPD officers Rafael Ramos and Wenjian Liu were shot and killed in their patrol car by a man who said he was avenging the killing of unarmed black men by police. Viewing hours for Holder are set for next Tuesday, with his funeral to follow on Wednesday at a church in the city borough of Queens, police said. He will be buried in Georgetown, Guyana. Holder and other officers had responded to reports on Tuesday night that several people were shooting at one another. He and his partner Omar Wallace encountered Howard on the overpass. Howard fired a single shot, striking Holder in the head, police said. Wallace returned fire and Howard was arrested a few blocks away with a gunshot wound to his leg, police said. Howard is also a suspect in the September 1 shooting of a gang member in East Harlem. Detectives had made numerous attempts to arrest him, but had failed to locate him. He was one of the 19 people arrested in a major drug operation last October. Marge Navarro reporting for Y News.